And Times now gets you irrefutable proof of a pre-planned terror attack on the Gorakhnath temple. The theory of a random act by an unsound mind crumbles under the weight of a confessional video of the attacker, Murtaza Abbasi. He coherently admits to planning the attack, switching to plan B, and even reveals his jihadi mindset in this video. Murtaza can even be heard admitting to the motive behind his attack, which was to avenge what he thought was persecution of Muslims. Now, this confession comes at a time when the likes of Akhilesh Yadav are giving him cover fire, claiming that he's of unsound mind and knew not what he was doing. Here on Times Now, we bring you the admission by a man of his terror plot.
तो एक खुरपी मैंने पूछा खुरपी तो खुरपी के लिए बताया अंदर कोई पटने में दुकान वो मैंने लिया और एक और बड़ा वाला जैसे किए थे वो लिए दोनों सामान लेके हम टेम्पो पे चढ़े थे 450-500 रुपये की सामान था टेम्पो पे चढ़े टेम्पो से नगड़ है से टेम्पो में नगड़ से जो है उसने कहा आपको गोरखपुर पहुँचा देंगे हमने कहा भाई ठीक है गोरखनाथ में रुकवा देना तो वहीं पुलिस है उसी पे हम कुछ अपना कर देंगे कि हम भी चले जाएंगे तमाम हो जाएगा हम भी हम रहेंगे मतलब तो इस तरह से हमारे थॉट्स में बहुत से एंगल से हम सोच रहे थे जस्टिफाई करने का कि ऐसा भी है कि हाँ भाई देखो CNRC भी कर रहे हैं तो गलत हो रहा है ना हमारे साथ जो गलत हुआ वो तो ड्राइविंग फैक्टर है उसको मैं दिमाग में हूँ जस्टिफिकेशन उसके मतलब कोई काम होने से पहले आदमी जस्टिफिकेशन भी तो बनाता है उसको मैं जस्टिफिकेशन दे रहा था देखो मुसलमान का जुल्म हो रहा है कोई कर्नाटक में इतनी हो रहा तो हम अब कोई नहीं करेगा तो मतलब उस तरह से मैं सोच के मैं बोला कि अब फिर थक गया सोच मैं बोला कर ही दो भाई
हम ही बीड़ा
उठा ले मतलब हम मतलब अब हाँ यही सब कुछ लेके
किसी को करना पड़ेगा
हाँ यही सब सोच के जो है मतलब हमारे को कोई फ्यूचर नहीं थे कि हम ऐसा नहीं था कि हम अपने घर से निकल के आए थे.
And not only was Murtaza ready to die for his cause, he even changed his plan when he realized that he was under the ATS scanner. Listen in to his confession.
परसों से बताते हैं परसों मेरे बड़े पापा थे अब पता है सम्मान आया है बताया
हाँ बताया
तो उन्होंने कहा देखो भाई ये थोड़ा सीरियस लग रहा है CCTV देखा सबको लग रहा है कि पुलिस वाले हैं और ये सम्मान का ऐसे कह रहे हैं और सीरियस लग रहा है तो देख लो भाई क्या है कि यहाँ रहा कहीं जाओगे तो ना हमें लगा कि हाँ भाई हो सकता है रात 3 बजे जाकर हम पुलिस गए फिर हम डर गए बहुत ज़्यादा डर गए तो हम नौगढ़ के निकल लिए एक बैग लेके जो काला बैग वही फिर वहाँ से नेपाल चले नेपाल में मतलब
किस बात का डर था कुछ है.
And yet, Akhilesh and the lobby give this terrorist cover fire. Despite his coherent confession, they insist that he was of unsound mind.
उसके पिता ने जो कहा है कि साइकेट्रिक प्रॉब्लम थी, बाइपोलर इश्यूज हैं उसके साथ, मुझे लगता है वो पहलू भी देखना पड़ेगा. और बीजेपी तो वो पार्टी है जो बात को न जाने कितना खींच देती है.
So were Murtaza's actions the work of an unsound mind? Sample this and you will realize that he was devious, not disturbed. Now, the first reason that this is being said is that there's an admission of a jihadi mindset, thought about CANRC, which was wrong, Muslims being tortured in Karnataka as well, thought I will do something even if I'm killed. This is what Murtaza said. Second reason is a proof of radicalization. He says that he watched extremist jihadi videos of Syria, what Zakir Naik lone wolf attack videos. Now, this is what the ATS has come out to say. Also, the third reason is the admission of an attack plan. The fact that he bought a sickle from a shop and boarded an auto. In fact, sources have said that he recce'd the Gorakhnath temple, traveled to Mumbai, Coimbatore and Nepal as well. This is what sources in the ATS have said. The fourth reason is the plan B. After the ATS bust, he got spooked when the ATS team went to his home. He thought that his plan had failed and attacked in desperation. This is what has been said by Prashant Kumar, the ADG of Law and Order. The fifth reason is that he operated funds worldwide between 2012 and 2015, sent money to Syria via Nepal accounts. In 2020 to 2021, he sent about 8 lakh rupees via Nepal accounts. This is what ATS sources are once again sharing. The sixth reason is that he planned to go to Canada, and the family has said that he wanted to go to Canada, preparing for IELTS. This is the information coming in once again from the ATS. The seventh reason is that he had an accomplice. Now, the call detailed records show that he was in touch with Abdul Rahman, had traveled to Nepal, and spoke to someone in Syria as well. This is the information coming in once again. So clearly all of this showing a clear pattern, if the investigators are to be believed, as far as the role of this individual concerned, Murtaza. Let's go across to our guest now. Joining us is Apparajita Sarangi, MP and national spokesperson of the BJP. With us also is Karan Verma, author and political analyst. Dushan Nagar is with us, a political analyst once again. We have with us Ravi Shrivastava, political analyst as well. Ravi Shrivastava, let me come to you, sir. Now, this is as far as the investigation is concerned. You've seen what Murtaza has said on camera. Do you think that the likes of Akhilesh Yadav, who've come out to say that the family should be believed, is there any credence now in the kind of statements that Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has given out anymore? Ravi Shrivastava.
Father, first of all, giving any kind of a clean chit for this type of a crime, the person entering the temple campus, securing the security personnel over there, it is unpardonable and the action must be taken and the proper trial should take place, report should come out. But let me tell you one thing, that this kind of confessions have got no evidentiary value unless and until these are made in the court and they are corroborated by the proper investigation by the respective agencies. I think it is quite premature to pronounce anything. And as far as Akhilesh Yadav's statement is concerned, I
question, sir. Does he seem to be of unsound mind to you after watching this video?
Yeah,
You've seen the video. Does he appear to be unsound mind? Yes or no? Simple question to you, sir.
No, I am answering your question, Madhav. His statements are as of a disoriented person. He is not appearing to be a sound mind.
You are saying Akhilesh Yadav is probably correct. That's your surmise after seeing this.
I'm not saying that whether he is correct or wrong, but I think evaluation must be done. The fellow seems to be totally disoriented, the kind of statements he is making.
Okay.
And he must be making under pressure, or some police personnel must be coaching him for that. That is sitting over there. So such things have got no evidence.
You're entitled to your perception, sir, but let's listen to the other side as well. Let me bring in Apparajita Sarangi. Apparajita Sarangi, after what Akhilesh Yadav has said, the huge amount of furor following that, Ravi Shrivastava, after seeing this video, maintains that he appears to be quote-unquote disoriented. What is your response to Ravi Shrivastava?
After Murtaza's confession, I wonder what does Akhilesh Yadav and the likes have to say. See, it is not just a simple attack on 3 constables by Murtaza. It is a national security issue, and national security issues cannot be trivialized. What people like Akhilesh Yadav are doing, they are trying to trivialize a very serious issue. Imagine, this particular person is referring to the Karnataka hijab row too. And just think of the Al-Qaeda chief who made a statement regarding the hijab row 2 days back. He was interfering with the security matters of India, the internal matters of India. Now, I tell you, there are terrorist organizations, terror outfits who are actually eyeing young men and they are radicalizing them. And Murtaza is one of those young men who have been radicalized. In fact, we have all the evidence and it was a part of a serious conspiracy. And I don't think our government will actually take it so very lightly. This cannot be taken lightly. I reiterate, this is a matter of national security and we cannot take it lightly. We are aware of the fact that there is an investigation by the special task force and the anti-terrorist squad of you people is going on, and we have ample faith in the investigation agencies. I'm sure everything will come out, but this is not so simple. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are many things that we would get to know after the inquiry comes out. Inquiry report comes out.
I'll just come to you, but let me quickly bring in other panelists as well because we have limited time. Dushan Nagar, क्या आप भी रवि श्रीवास्तव से सहमत हैं? क्या आप भी अब अखिलेश यादव को डिफेंड करेंगे कि ये अनसाउंड माइंड क्या है, उनकी दिमागी हालत ठीक नहीं है इस वीडियो को और इस कन्फेशन को देखने के बावजूद भी?
देखिए माधव, मेरा ये मानना है कि ये हमारी सुरक्षा से जुड़ा मामला है, ये टेररिज्म से जुड़ा मामला है। बहुत सारे केसेस इस प्रकार के पूर्व में भी हुए। मेरा मानना है कि हमें इसमें भाजपा वर्सेस सपा, पक्ष वर्सेस विपक्ष नहीं करना चाहिए। पूरे देश को, हम सबको आतंकवाद के खिलाफ, विघटनकारी ताकतों के खिलाफ, देश विरोधी ताकतों के खिलाफ मिलकर लड़ना चाहिए। देश से एक आवाज जानी चाहिए। ये हम जो बटे रहते हैं, अखिलेश जी कुछ कह रहे हैं, मैं कुछ कह रहा हूं, आप कुछ कह रहे हैं, अपराजिता जी कुछ कह रहे हैं, ये ठीक नहीं है। अखिलेश ने जो बात कही है वो उसके पीछे भी एक आधार है। बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको गंभीर धाराओं में जेल में भेजा गया और वो
सर इस केस में आप क्या मानते हैं, अखिलेश यादव सही है कि नहीं है? क्या उनकी दिमागी हालत आपके हिसाब से ठीक लग रही है कि नहीं लग रही? क्योंकि ये डिटेल्स बता रहे हैं किस तरह से उन्होंने प्लान किया, कब गए, उनके घर पे जब पुलिस पहुंची तब उन्होंने प्लान बी निकाला, दूसरा प्लान उन्होंने किया, और आप कह रहे हैं कि उनकी दिमागी हालत ठीक नहीं है। क्या उनको गलत, क्या आप अखिलेश यादव को सही कहेंगे कि गलत कहेंगे? साफ तौर पर कहिए दुष्यंत नागर।
सुरक्षा एजेंसियों के ऊपर छोड़ना चाहिए, हमें डॉक्टर के ऊपर छोड़ना चाहिए।
हाँ,
देश के लोग हैं, जो एजेंसियां काम कर रही है वो तय करेंगी, वो चार्जशीट फाइल करेंगी, वो जांच करेंगी, उनको
बिल्कुल
जो लगेगा, जो एविडेंस मिलेगा।
तो फिर राजनेता क्यों टिप्पणी दे रहे हैं सर? इस पे यही सवाल उठता है। Let me bring in Karan Verma on this. Karan Verma, now Dushyant Nagar coming out to the view that leave it to the cops. Perhaps Neta should not be commenting, and perhaps that in a sense is a response to Akhilesh Yadav and the statement that he has made in a premature fashion before the facts have come out in the public domain.
I agree with Dushyant Ji on this, and but what I don't like here, what Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has done is he's tried to trivialize it. And it happens a lot of times, Madhav, where somebody who has a devious mindset is pardoned off as, oh, he's a bit disturbed. Let me bring some more facts here. What this Murtaza case has demystified further, one of the peddling narratives has always been that terrorism has to do with education. Lack of education, lack of this leads to terrorism. Today we have right in front of us an example where this fellow is an IITian, and still he has a radicalized mindset. Many of the terrorists, you look at Baghdadi, you look at Osama bin Laden, they were all PhD holders, civil engineers, and yet they took to terrorism. So what is the reason for that? The reason is radicalization. And radicalization should be called out for what it is, rather than excusing it as a disturbed mindset, ya phir halat ka mara hua hai. Yasin Malik bhi halat ka mara.
All right, I'm just interrupting you because there's a bit of breaking news coming in. International calls are under the scanner. The probe team could go to Nepal. That's the breaking update coming in at this point of time. So the UPATS probe team in the Gorakhnath terror attack probe is likely to go to Nepal, given the kind of information or wherever the probe is heading at this point of time. They believe there's enough reason for them to go to Nepal, given the fact there's also been talk, as far as investigators are concerned, of funds having been transferred via the Nepal route in the past in relation to Murtaza. So we will have to keep an eye out on that. I'm going to request all our panelists to stay on with us. We're slipping into a very quick break. We're going to come back to this discussion in just a few minutes. Breaking update coming in. In fact, the accused is going to undergo a psychological test in the Gorakhnath Temple attack. That's the breaking news coming in. The UP police will get a psychological test done on Murtaza Abbasi, the accused of the attack on security personnel outside Gorakhpur's Gorakhnath Temple. This is the information coming in from senior officials of Uttar Pradesh, answering a question about the Abbasi. In fact, the ADGP Law and Order has said that psychological assessment of the accused is going to be done by experts as per norms to a certain mental condition. In fact, earlier, listening to what had been said by the doctors examining Abbasi.
कोई ऐसी हरकतें वो कर रहा था या वायलेंट बिहेवियर था उसका जिसको देखकर ये कहा जा सके कि मेंटली डिरेंज्ड है?
नहीं, ऐसा मेरे चिकित्सक ने मुझे को कोई इंगित नहीं किया जो इस तरह का कोई उसका बिहेवियर है। मरीज ने कोऑपरेटिव वे में काम किया और उसका इलाज हुआ हमारे यहाँ।
All right, Ravi Shrivastava, we heard it that the government doctors who have examined him have come out to say that there is no such evidence of this person having any kind of psychological problem. That is clearly what has been stated thus far on record, on camera, by the doctors who have examined him. So is there still cause for doubt, sir? Because here's a person who's very eloquently saying how he planned and bought a weapon, what the reasons and the motivation for him carrying out the attack are, how people came to his house, ATS or police officials came to his house, his uncle told him and then he changed his plan. You know, what is the reason to believe that he is still of unsound mind?
Madhav, I never contradict your statement that if he is a criminal, he should be tried and he should be punished as fast as possible. But my issue here is, ask the BJP spokesperson, 11th of July 2021, some two people were caught with that making pressure cooker bomb in Lucknow. and their connections were with the Al Qaeda. What happened even after 9 months? There is no trial for them. There's a Kafil Khan case. You see your journalist who got that roti and salt as a midday meal. How many months they were rotting in the jail for no reason? My issue is that should be fast, should be proper, thorough investigation.
No, there is no doubt. Sir, you can certainly raise questions about if you believe that the UP government is being high-handed. But if this is a case of terror, and there are several pieces of information and evidence that at least appear to be pointing in that direction, should questions be raised? But since you've asked questions of the BJP, I will allow Aparajita Sarangi to respond to you on that. Aparajita Sarangi, Ravi Shrivastav's point is that there are several cases where he believes that UP police has gone overboard, and he suspects or believes, there is reason to believe that in this case also he fears that is the case. Please respond to him.
I would request Ravi Shrivastava ji not to deviate from the central concern. Today we are discussing Murtaza. It's a very serious thing which has happened. It's part of a sinister design to disrupt the peace in the country. We have heard his confession. He talks sense. We have heard the government doctor saying that he was not mentally ill, and there has been preliminary inquiry which has been carried out. So I think under the circumstances, all of us together should speak in one voice. This is a matter of national security, and the police must look into the matter.
By Dushan Nagar as well. When it comes to national security, all citizens, all politicians, all political parties, irrespective of region, of ideology, all need to speak as one, because that's the only way that we can ensure national security and, of course, as citizens, protect ourselves, perhaps. We'll have to leave it there for the moment. I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us. Aparajita Sarangi, Ravi Shrivastava, as well as Dushan Nagar and Karan Verma. Slipping into a quick break for now.